भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Let us pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord who is the origin of the universe. Lord, thou abidest in all, thou art all, thou assumest all forms. Thou art the origin and goal of all. Thou art the self of all. Thou art existence, knowledge, and bliss. Salutations unto thee. May the world be peaceful. May the wicked become gentle. May all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in this selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Let us feel the center of our consciousness in the depth of our being. It is unchanging, beyond the changing body and the mind. Being changeless, it is immortal. Let us feel it as the spark of light in our heart. Being changeless, it is beyond space and time. It is bliss or happiness itself. That is why to experience this is the goal of life. Om peace, peace, peace. Today's topic, but what's the use, is actually a sentence that I have heard many times when we speak about, say, meditations, prayers, thinking of God. The question has been asked by many to me, okay, suppose I do it all, but what's the use of it? So, therefore, this topic I found very interesting in a way that we all look for the use. If something is to be done, we look for, then what will I get out of it? What will be the use of it? It is a characteristic of human beings to seek purpose in everything. That, well, if I do it, for what purpose should I do it? Will it bring something that I seek? Then it is worth doing. And actually, the religion and spirituality, they advise us of the most useful thing in life. But somehow, due to misunderstanding, due to ignorance, we don't think that as useful. Therefore, not only human beings, all creatures, according to their understanding of who they are and what is the world about, their life sees what is necessary and what is not necessary. Therefore, a cow will see that the grass is necessary. Mm. A tiger will not see the grass as necessary. They, uh, this is how our understanding of necessity comes in. It is that what is necessary is, well, the cow eats grass, so for cow, grass is necessary. A tiger doesn't eat grass, so tiger feels that the grass is not necessary. So it has some other necessities, and thus they do not. The tigers don't go for that. This is how our ideas of what is necessary, what is not necessary, change. What human beings, some people think that this is very necessary. Some think that no, it is not necessary at all. Gradually, we come to understand, we come to feel a variety of necessities because we mix with uh, people, and human beings, they live at a different plane than the other creatures who do not see that there is a particular purpose of life as such. There's being an instinctive living. They do not get this thought also that what will be the final outcome. It is what do I want in life. We see in human beings there is such a variety that those I went to see a few times some art museums, that is visual arts, paintings, and all that. That and when I went, not that I understand a great deal of it, but I went there to see, and I was watching with great interest and seeing that. But after coming back, somebody said, "Oh, why did you go there? It would have been better had you gone to that grocery market there. It's a very good grocery market. There is something useful there. in this art, what is useful there? So, obviously, for them there is nothing useful in it, whereas for the some people it is of great use. For many people, music, oh no, I I don't feel that there is much interest in it. It is there is a nice book of Mark Twain, published much later, because although his other writings were there, which were not at all liked by the clergies, this was specifically provocative. This particular book. So he talks there about going to heaven. See what ideas of heaven people have. That there is always beautiful music going on in the heaven. See, on earth, most people can tolerate music for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. After that, almost, except a few music lovers, nobody will like to hear the music. Imagine what will be at in the hell there, that heaven, what they call heaven, constant music. Will it be heaven for them? Will it be lovable for them? Forget it. So it is that music is liked by so many people, but a little bit is okay. Not that somebody who is devoted to music all the time, very few will be like that. Similarly, many other things, it is said for 99.9% people in the world, things are useful only if they can be monetized. How much money is there in it for me? If no money, then no use. It is that you have something useful means how much money one can get out of it. One of my friend's son, the friend was complaining, he is a very nice boy but doesn't want to study. He has done well in high school, and then he has gone to college. But ask me, what is the use of it? It is. And why should I become doctor? I can pay the doctor and then get all my cures done. So doctor can be obtained by money. I don't need to, become a lawyer. I can pay somebody. So many things he said, why should I study that? I should study only that by which I can earn money. That more money, the more control and more happiness in life. So his idea was like that. And since that is the idea of majority, that money is most important. Karl Marx has written a very beautiful article on money, that how money becomes kind of a common denominator for everything. That by money you can buy everything. We have so many desires, but we feel that I cannot fulfill them because I don't have money. So, money becomes, therefore, he says, the predominant object of getting. The desire, predominant object of desire, therefore becomes money. The world is after money. For money, we have so many wars. With money, all this world runs. So, therefore, money is most important thing. So, thus, that is the idea Karl Marx has. Money. Then, many feel that, well, what is money doesn't bring happiness. That is, one learns after some experience that while money can buy things, certain things which cannot be bought. Mm. And happiness is one of those things. And do we not seek happiness? Everybody says, I seek happiness. Can you buy it by money? Come on, think. No, I cannot buy. So, how do you think money is so useful? But this understanding doesn't seep much deeper because we are so occupied by earning money. It is the money actually has gripped the understanding of most people. We have become slaves to it. So even if we don't want, our actions, they are governed by whether I get money out of it or if I don't get money out of it. About religion, many have questioned the need of religion. Especially in the scientific age, there was this very famous that quote about it, that now the religion has no use. In the olden days, when people didn't have the science, they attributed a lot of things to some god sitting somewhere, that is making the rains, that is making the seasons change, and so forth. But with the advancement of science, now it's a famous statement that God is dead. Even if the God was earlier necessary, that God is no longer necessary, God is dead, religions are meaningless. So this was a very strongly proposed ideas, and even now there are some very well-known scientists who say that religion is not necessary. There is no proof of God. God doesn't exist. So therefore, all that goes for experiencing God, realizing God, they are all meaningless ideas, and so this mm, occupies the mind of people. Even Karl Marx therefore called religion as the opium of people. Because people, those who do not have the capability to struggle for their rights, to get the monetarily and socially what is needed by them, because of the being powerless, they take recourse to religion. Like people suffering with pain. Those days in Marx's days, that medicine was opium. Okay, pain reliever. Take some opium and your pain will subside. So he says that therefore religion is the sigh of the oppressed. People get oppressed, and so to get rid of that pain, they take a little opium. Even now also, most painkillers available are derivatives of this opium. So, opium you take, and that is how religion has become somehow to escape the reality. You go to religion. So, thus escape the your miseries, the oppression that you have been subjected to, and thus the religions only proved only for that purpose used. Religion is therefore to be abandoned to make people aware of the reality. But for Marx, the reality was only that which appeals to the five sense organs, nothing beyond. For Marx, the reality was only that what can be converted into money. Without that, there is nothing else in life. But when you analyze, one sees that money does not buy much. Whatever money can buy, and I am quoting a man whom I had met. He was a very well known and very rich doctor. So he had said that, well, he grew up as a very poor uh, family child and had determined to become rich and then became a successful doctor. He was an ophthalmologist. And then he said, now I earned so much money. And now I see that money cannot buy much. And all that money can buy is trash. It is like some food. And what is the, if you have money, you may go and eat lobsters maybe. If you don't have money, you may just see, like I see sometimes people, they look into the trash cans and to find if there is something worth eating. But when they find, and they surely find, the joy that they get in eating that is no less than a rich man eating a lobster or whatever. I spoke about lobster because I was told once that we were going on a long car ride, and then the expenses were kind of divided. One lady was given the charge, okay, somebody will be paying for the fuel, somebody for the toll, and somebody has to take care of the food. So that lady who got this food, she said, okay, when the car stopped at that service area, said, okay, go, buy whatever you want, but no lobsters. So I learned that the lobsters must be very pricey things. So it is. So it is, but the joy is the same. This is a very important statement in a great Vedanta text of Sureshwaracharya, that the joy is the central thing which remains the same. Whether you are eating this or eating that, or something very pricey or something not at all, pricey, very easily available. So the happiness remains the same. So what is the use? That which gives you maximum happiness. And so the idea of what is the use depends on our understanding as to what goal do we have in our life. What is the goal of life? So it is an analysis that one must carry out. This analysis I started, in my college days, when I was reading a short book of Swami Vivekananda, Practical Vedanta. Very nice book. It might be available here. That on the about first or second page of it, it says, as human beings, each of us have to have a goal in life and should live the life to achieve that goal. That is the meaning of the word goal. So we lead the life to achieve that. So goal of life. Now the question came as to what should be the goal of life, and how can that be the same goal for all, everybody? Somebody's goal may be this, somebody's goal might be this. There will be variety of goals. But when I analyzed, and one Swami helped me to analyze, he said, oh, I was then student of math and science, so he said, you first find what is the definition of goal. how will you define the word goal of life? So that then you will be able to do the search meaningfully. First, you have to know what is the meaning of this term, goal of life. I said, that makes sense. And while I was scratching my head, he said that getting that, nothing more is needed in life. That can be called the goal of life. Getting which nothing remains to be achieved. And that is later on I saw, it is the definition given in Bhagavad Gita, yam labdva chaparam labham manyate nadhikam tatah. Jasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. That it is getting which nothing else appears to be more than that, superior to that, and getting which one does not get disturbed or concerned, even if there is the greatest pain that comes to his or her lot. So that is, and I said, that's true, that getting which nothing more remains to be achieved. That alone can fit this bill, goal of life. Because I get something that I call goal of life, and still something else remains to be achieved, then that something which remains to be achieved should be called goal. Goal of life means nothing more remains to be achieved. So, what do I want? One answer is sure, that everything we do to achieve happiness, it is so that which brings me the highest happiness. And that is the goal. Highest satisfaction. I won't have to look for anything else. That is the goal. And in that book, Swami Vivekananda puts all the human needs, all human aspirations into three categories. Actually, you can put it in one. Swami Vivekananda, in that very book, puts them in one later. That one is to exist. We all want to exist. So that is how even Darwin defines the main vehicle that drives evolution, struggle for existence. We want to be, we want to exist. Then we want, as human beings, existence full of knowledge. We don't want just ignorant existence. That is, we don't see it in other creatures, but in human beings, it is something very prominent. There are so many education institutions in which human beings start. Why? We want to learn right from the earliest society that we can imagine, or even the people living in caves, they wanted to learn. No. So, this highest knowledge, therefore, can be one way of thinking about the goal of life, that which brings us the highest knowledge. And the third thing is what we talked in the beginning. We want a happy existence. How much happiness do we want? Can we quantify it? And say that this is the upper limit? I want only this much happiness, no more than that. No, you cannot. We want infinite happiness. Happiness that never ends. And that is where infinite, unending happiness. So, how can we get that, and can that be called goals? Suppose somebody gets these three things: infinite existence without mortality, living forever as it were, then the highest knowledge, nothing remains to be known. All knowledge and all infinite happiness without the reaction of suffering. What we call in this world as happiness is usually the state between two states of suffering, that you feel happiness. I had given that nice example. Comes in Mahabharata, I heard. I have not read actually in Mahabharata, but I was told this story comes in Mahabharata, that a huge elephant was chasing a man. And as the elephant was gaining, the man was running hard, but couldn't be able to evade the elephant. So as he was running, he saw a well and there was a rope that was going down. And he quickly, again, survival. For survival, he thus caught the hold of that rope and started going down. And he thought he will go down and be there, but saw that there are two huge snakes there at the bottom of the well. Oh my goodness, now escaping the elephant and getting killed by these snakes. So he could not go down. He was holding to the rope. So, and saw up that the elephant was waiting for this fellow to come up. Then how long can he be holding the rope? And to his further horror, saw two mice gnawing at that rope. Oh, so this is all a very nice imagery. The two mice is the day and night that curtail this rope of life. So time consumes that. So it is, and in that stage he was holding on to that rope, and on that well was hanging. A tree was there, and a branch hanging over the well. There was a big beehive. And from that big hive, as he was holding that, a drop of honey fell on his shoulder. And then he bends his head and licks the honey. Ha, so nice. Happiness. So in this world, our happiness is of that type. All between the troubles, we get some snippets, a little bit of joy. So this is not the joy of that type. We want the joy which will not have any component of misery at all, infinite joy. If I get these, then what more remains to be achieved? Nothing remains to be achieved. But can this be possible? Is such a thing possible? Or it is just a daydream? That is the another question that one has to handle. Because if it is an impossible goal, then no point in thinking about it. Swami Vivekananda, in his lectures on Jnana Yoga, the first lecture in that series under that collection, Jnana Yoga, the title of that first lecture is Necessity of Religion. Why should there be religion necessary? And I'll quote a few lines from that lecture that man is man so long as he struggles to rise above nature, and this nature is both internal and external. Not only does it comprise the laws that govern the particles of matter outside us and in our bodies, but also the more subtle nature within, which in fact the motive power governing the external. It is good and very grand to conquer external nature, but grandeur straight still to conquer our internal nature. It is a grand and good. It is grand and good to know the laws that govern the stars and planets. It is infinitely grander and better to know the laws that govern the passions, the feelings, the will of mankind. This conquering of the inner man, understanding the secrets of the subtle workings that are within human mind, and knowing its wonderful secrets belong entirely to religion. This field is completely belonging to religion. The inner workings of one's passions, what we want in life, how something that makes me angry, sometimes that makes me, very enthusiastic. So, all this study is the special field of study of religion. Religion actually, therefore, is a study of a deep psychology. So, then he continues further. The ordinary man cannot understand anything that is subtle. Well has been it been said that the masses admire the lion that kills thousands of lambs, never for a moment thinking that it is death to lambs. Although a momentary triumph for the lion, because they find pleasure only in manifestation of physical strength. The physical appeals vast mankind, not the subtle things. Then, but for human beings, far more important, the ideas of ethics, ideas of morality, because you see, there is this thought that every human beings, if one is human being, then that what is right and what is wrong. That thought is different than what is liked and what is not liked. It is not same that you like something, but if it is not right, then you won't do it even though you like it. At least you will admire not doing it. It is although you like it. So, this is where the ground of morality is, whether it is right. And so, uh, on the utilitarian grounds, that more money and more this thing, you can never explain the our moral and ethical needs as human beings. So, therefore, it is again the domain of religion, that where you see the gap between what is and what should be. In every human being, there is this idea that if it is like this, but should it be like this or can it be better? So, this struggle for betterment is the goal of the religion, and that we have, that comparative, superlative. So, there is good, better, best. According to many philosophers, including an ancient Plotinus, the good has become God, the highest good. That gets called as God. In fact, he uses the word good for God, just with a capital G. So, that is the highest good that can happen to any person is that. So, therefore, the religion actually promises that it is possible because many already have got it. They are called saints, but since we don't look for it, we don't find it. It is our looking is where I can grab more money and where I can, in competition, win over so many other people and become more prominent. How can I win elections and become the president of America? All those things, they can be understood by people. But infinite happiness, what do you mean? This is an abstract term, but if you know happiness, now then you can think about it. Infinite, unending happiness. That is how we make the abstractions. You see certain facts and generalize them. Remove the particularized context, and thus you get what is called the laws. That laws means you observe certain facts and the particulars are removed, like you have the well-known law of gravitation. Newton might have seen an apple falling down, but the law does not apply only to the apple. Remove the apple, remove that earth, remove these particulars, and then you get a universal principle, the law of gravitation. So similarly, you remove all the particulars of happiness, like having a candy and feeling happy. So this idea of use, Swami Vivekananda once said that what is the use of it? It depends, for a child, the only thing that is useful is that the lots of chocolates have to be there. That is the what other things are useful. People talk of education. The child feels it is waste of time. Just give me enough chocolates and such things. That's the best use. Other things are useless. So he says the talk of use is like that. It depends on what level we are. But think, like that person said to me, at the end of the day, if all this meditation and all these things, at the end of the day, if I am living the same kind of life, what is the use of it? So I said, come on, let us take it to the end of the day. What remains with you? At the end of the day, all that money, wealth, and other things that you have gathered, they just remain here. You die without carrying them with you. I see, many people with advancing age, they are seeing the shadows of death they're coming to them. And they have accumulated what they thought to be very great things, and they show it to everybody. This is, this I bought from Japan, this I bought from Turkey, this wonderful thing. You can't get it anywhere except if you go to Scandinavian countries, there only you will find it. And that certainly great things, very nice things. These rare books and this rare music collection that I have. Now, I don't know what to do with it. It is so many books. Would you like some? Say, sorry, I don't have room to keep all this. It is so they feel that what is going to happen. That has become a source no more of any pride, but of worry. Now, what will happen to it? Because you cannot take it with you. One young boy, very young, some 12, 13 years old, was pressing his grandmother right here. That, oh, Rami, can you give me 100 bucks? Hi, 100 bucks. What do you think? 100 bucks. No. Hey, Grammy, such things you cannot take with you, anyway. So, so that is, you cannot take any money with you. And all things remain here. There is a beautiful Sanskrit couplet that when a person dies, Artha grihe tishthanti, all the wealth that you have collected, it remains at the home. Smashane mitra bandhavaha, the relations and friends and all, they come up to the cremation or burial ground, up to that they will come. Beyond that, now they also don't want to go anywhere beyond that. So it is now what goes with you then? Well, your karma alone goes with you. So nothing of this helps you at the end of the day. Think of the end of the day. So it is none of these things are of any use. There is a beautiful this thing saying by that Thomas A. Kempis in that great book, Imitation of Christ. That book is revered by Christians only next to Gospel, that Bible. So, in the Bible, therefore, you see these words that vanity, vanity, all is vanity. This is what he mentions there. That let me quote from that book. What good does it do to speak learnedly about the Trinity if, lacking humility, you displease the Trinity? Indeed, it is not learning that makes a man holy and just, but a vicious, uh, but a virtuous life makes him pleasing to God. I would rather feel uh, contrition than to know how to define it. For what would it profit us to know the whole Bible by heart and the principles of all philosophers if we live without grace and the love of God? Vanity of vanities, and all is vanity except to love God and serve God alone. Yes, so that is the only thing that he says is useful, because that is where we get connected to the mine of infinite bliss. So it is, but we have our, this ideas that this is the best thing. There is an incident in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna where there is one Dr. Rajendra Lal Datta had come to see Sri Ramakrishna. So Rajendra looked at Sri Ramakrishna. He was a homeopathy doctor. It was science that was gaining ground those days in Kolkata. So many, although they were physicians in the regular discipline of medicine, they took up the practice of homeopathy. And then he treated Sri Ramakrishna with some homeopathy. And then next day, Sri Ramakrishna showed some improvement. So that was reported. The doctor then came to see, and in the middle of the talk, he remarks that it is so after you are cured, that after you are cured, you must practice homeopathy. He is telling Sri Ramakrishna, after getting cured, you must practice homeopathy. Otherwise, what is the use of life? So, for him, the only purpose and the goal of life is to practice homeopathy. So, when at that time Narendra, future Vivekananda, was there, and he remarked, nothing like leather. That is saying about, there was a leatherman who would cart the animals and make the leather out of that, and then do the business with leather things. So there was the story behind it is that there was some enemy going to attack that kingdom, and the king had invited all these citizens having expertise in various things and to suggest the ways. And according to their knowledge, they were giving their suggestions. Those who were lawyers said, well, king, the diplomacy is the best thing. You have to be, diplomatic and discuss across the table all these things, and then that is the best way to protect us. Those who were generals, army people, they said, these the lawyers, what do they know? We have to now get ready for the battle. So battle is the only way. There are some, oh well, these days we use that many very often. Oh, cut the financial sources of the enemy. That is the way to deal with them. Let them face the financial heat, and they will come to senses. In United States, they try it a lot. Sanctions, put sanctions. Hardly ever I have seen that they worked. But then that is a idea that is, oh, sanction. If those sanctions didn't work, put more sanctions. So it is. Then there were amongst all these, there was this one cobbler that I told about, one who dealt with the leather. He said, nothing better than leather. I can cover the whole city with a fort made of leather. I will put the leather everywhere, and that will solve the problem. So that is where this idiom comes, nothing like leather. So it is this doctor homeopathy, practice homeopathy, that is the goal of life. So that is why this became a matter. But that fellow was serious, that it is that after you get cured, Sri Ramakrishna never got cured out of it, so didn't have to practice homeopathy. But it is that his idea was, otherwise what is the use? Suppose even if you get cured and you are not practicing homeopathy, what is the use of living? So many have such narrow ideas. What is the use? That you have to do this, otherwise what is the use? We meet such people that they have a one particular narrow view and say that that is the only thing that is going to be useful in life. But when you practice this idea of finding out the ways to realize the highest happiness, complete total independent existence and full knowledge, then what remains to be gotten? Yes, that is the goal of life. That is the only thing that is of use. Other things are really of not use because they perish. I want something that does not perish. But is it practical? Yes, it is practical. In fact, some Upanishads, they go to the extent, and I fully agree with you. You will also agree with me if you see this correctly, that there is only thing that is practical and attainable in life is God. Nothing else can be achieved in life because it is not there to achieve. It is an illusion that all the things that you see, they come and go. How can you ever get those? You can get that which is. It is, Shankaracharya says that God alone can be experienced because God alone is. How can you attain things which appear and disappear? You can never get it. Howsoever you try, can you ever drink the water from mirage? Oh, it is. Why you cannot drink matter from mirage, Sukalyan? It is not there, there is no such water at all. It is only sand there. Water is just appearing. All these forms that we see, how are they? They appear and then disappear like objects in the dream. They appear, when you wake up, they are gone. And that is how this world also, the objects, they appear and you run to get it. By the time you think that you got it, it has already slipped through your fingers because it was not there. It is thus a person keeps on feeling more and more miserable as the age advances. In the young age, one feels okay. This is almost the ultimate happiness is almost in my grasp. Just a few more days. Let me get this great job that I am looking for, and then I will be happy. One gets that job, but then, like horizon, that happiness has further receded. That you thought that you will get it, but just as horizon, you see that the horizon is right where that house is. So I can get there. Oh, well, you will get at that house, but the horizon has receded further. So, all these things of getting happiness in life are like that. They are impossible ideals. Why do you keep impossible ideals? The practical ideal is God who is. How do you know? Everybody knows I. That is the glory of Vedanta. The God is not somewhere outside alone. The God is within you. God is your very reality. The I that you feel, that is the closest manifestation of God. You see that your I cannot be seen with this eye, cannot be heard, no sense organ can appreciate that. But you are not sure of anything more than that. I am. That is why I love that statement in the Jewish Bible. It is highlighted more that the Moses, when he saw the God in the burning bush, he asked, "Who you are?" And got the answer, "I am that I am." That's it. I am that I am. So whenever we feel this, I am that I am, that is the storehouse of all happiness, all existence. You will see it doesn't change. That is why there is no death to it. You change, body changes from your being baby, like our Maya Devi sitting there, just a very little girl. Now, when suppose as the time goes, then if I get an occasion to ask her when she is say 30-year-old, then hey, I saw you when you were so little. Oh, is it so? I am same person. But the body changes, the person is the same. It is so like that it doesn't change and therefore it doesn't have death. It exists all the time, but it is beyond body. Now, similarly, all knowledge comes from this within, without. That is actually the etymology of the word education. Education is from inside, it expresses out. That is how the word education is. So, it is coming out from you. All knowledge is within you. and all happiness is also within you. And therefore, what more, friends, is possible than this? And so, that is the use, the greatest use. So, at the end of the day, this is going to be the most useful thing, friends. So, I conclude here and think about this topic for a half a minute. And then, in case if you have any questions, please feel free to voice or type them. Any question? Oh, Maya Devi has a question, but she doesn't know how to ask. Hmm. Hello, dear, I am not able to understand your question. Any question? There is no question here. Any question upstairs? No question. So, very good. We shall now have the arati in the hall there, and then there will be a music concert, as you know, after the arati. The musicians are here. Dr. Vinay Mishra on harmonium and Ashish Sengupta on tabla. They are going to present a wonderful performance. Means their performance is always wonderful. That is it, you know. So it is like the sugar is going to give you some sweetness. So sugar means sweetness, you know. So it is like that. So after the arati, we will go downstairs where the music concert will happen. I will conclude with the closing prayers and giving you a quick summary of the programs in the upcoming week. That next Sunday we will be discussing waking, dreaming, sleeping. The Tuesday and Friday classes will go on as usual at 7:30 p.m. The Tuesday, the topic is the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Fridays, it is Srimad Bhagavatam. The morning, evening meditations and prayers, they are also going on as usual. So please, you are welcome to attend any or all of these. So let us conclude with the closing prayers. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahur Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.
Breaker of all our worldly bondage and adored by all, we adore you too. Stainless, Lord, assuming human form. Stainless Lord, assuming human form. Transcendent yet filled with love. You free us from the stain of sin and ornament our world. Consciousness is upon your eyes, always purified by knowledge. Your eyes always purified by knowledge. Looking at them, illusion is gone. Ocean of shining love and feeling, ever inebriated in your infinite love. Your feet always dear to your devotees. Your feet always dear to your devotees. Form a boat to cross this world. Reveal to us as God incarnate and the Lord of all things, helping us to join with you. Your mind's always set in the divine light. Your mind's always set in the divine light. This we can see through your grace. Destroyer of our worldly sorrow and compassion so infinite is your word. Your life's offered for the world's deliverance. Your life's offered for the world's deliverance, saving us from darkness and fear. Renouncer of all lust and lucre, therefore you are always spurning sensual life. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Grant to us pure love for you. You're fearless and you're free from doubting, with your mind very firmly resolved. Causeless refuge of your devotees. Causeless refuge of your devotees, renouncing caste and birth. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this puddle of life. You give love and even sightedness. You give love and even-sightedness to remove our anguish here. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this puddle of life. You give love and even-sightedness. You give love and even-sightedness to remove our anguish here. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. O Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. O Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Langa Ranga Bhanga, these are all the sounds of Mridanga. Langa Ranga Bhanga, these are all the sounds of Mridanga. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Jaya Jaya for your worship divine. Haru Haru for your worship divine. Shiva Shiva for your worship divine. Breaker of all our worldly bondage and adored by all, we adore you too. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Auspicious and blessed graciousness sublime, all noble ends you give to us, granting us refuge, all-seeing God, O Mother Divine, our love to you. Creation, preservation, dissolution, are your powers, eternal one. Nature's real basis, nature's essence. O Mother Divine, our love to you. We come seeking refuge from anguish. Be our Savior through your deep concern. All our suffering remove, Goddess. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Victory, O Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Jai Shri Ram Krishna Dev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Sarda Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swami Vivekananda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Buddhadev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Jesus Christ Ki Jai.